Too low. Alright, that should be good. Alright. First, just gonna get into this motherfucking. Not sure who's watching. Stream fake look laggy. I hope it's not. I don't have time for this shit. Alright, let me see. Alright. We gonna react to this neon joint. I'm not gonna lie, I seen the video, I just wanted to get my talking points off. I don't know if it's graphic or whatnot, because I did see some people block the video out. Let me make sure my phone not on D&D. Alright, make sure my ring and shit on.
I need my shoes.
So he's walking. Alright, boom, he gets ran up on.
I need my shoes, bro.
He gets ran up on by another streamer. They got cameramen there. Neon is the light skinned dude. He got 2 security guards. The video fake look laggy.
I need my shoes, bro. How? I need my shoes. No.
No, you're good, bro. Stop.
The only thing I can really say about this is that all of you need to stop lacking. This isn't even just famous people thing, but all of you need to stop lacking. It was lacking way too much. There's no way that you did not hear footsteps from 2, looks like maybe 5 people max, people running up behind you. He has no sense of awareness. I also don't know if this was staged, because they both posted this on their channels, and to me, if you got your ass whipped or you got jumped, why would you post the footage of that on your channel? I mean, maybe because you got jumped, it wasn't like a fair fight, but still, this is embarrassing. Where's your shame? Where's your humility? But this is dumb. This is dumb. And then his 2 security guards. If these dudes are actually millionaires the way that they claim they're supposed to be, if a fucking scrawny ass streamer could run up on you with looks like maybe 2 of his homies and 2 security guards or something like that, if they can do that to you, imagine what the real wolves could do to you. Imagine what the real, you know what I'm saying? If this is a real situation that he really wanted to rob him, put him at gunpoint, whatever it was, strip him of everything he got on. If they can do this to him, imagine what real goons and all that could do to him. Bro, this shit don't make no sense. Like, if y'all are real millionaires, number one, he need better security, because how didn't your security get that too? That's another thing. Neon's supposed to be more relaxed, a little bit more laid back due to the fact he has security, but it's like, if you got security and it's like this how they moving, brother, you need some new security. There's no way my security and me and my security both get caught lacking. And if you watch the video prior, I'm not gonna play it, but he's walking for like a good 10-20 seconds. He's not looking around, you know what I'm saying? He don't have no headphones on, so he should be able to hear people running. That's why I'm like, this might be staged, but I think this is partially staged, just to revive like both of their careers or whatnot. This video is fake the longest, isn't it? What's this? Oh, we can watch this first. The largest donations in streamer history.
These are the 15 biggest streaming donations listed from smallest to largest, starting with 31,000.
What?
These are the 15 biggest streaming donations
I'm
listed
thinking they
from
finna start with like $150. 31,000 is crazy. Who the fuck be fans of these people that they got money like that?
to largest, starting with 31,000.
That's how I be with a lot of people. Let me stop, because didn't somebody pay Rihanna like, I don't know why we act like billionaires and multi-millionaires don't be fans of these people. They don't be having nothing. I'm not gonna say they don't have nothing but time, but damn, 31 racks. Damn, if we start that at 15, biggest donation got to be over 200,000, like a fucking G-Wagon, Rolls Royce or some shit. Damn, 31K,
Sent to
bro.
Penguin Zero. Whilst playing a standard game of Fortnite, Charlie was shocked by an extremely generous donation.
Oh. There's no way that's not a. There's no way that's a real one.
He understandably thought that 2,500 wasn't even real.
There's no way. That's. Is that real, Uhura?
But after Urara sent another $3,000, Charlie didn't even know what to say.
Yo.
Holy shit, Uhura. If those are real, man.
To appear in Charlie's top donators, Urara sent another.
Oh my fuck. Oh my god.
Nah,
There's no
he's
way.
upping it every time.
Doesn't finish there.
Oh my god.
10
this man-
G's, bro.
Rounding out the stream with another 11,000.
Did someone actually donate 20k?
I'll do the podcast, but I can't until I'm home from Japan. P.S. Hope this makes your year easy.
Holy f.
If this is
Alright,
Fortnite,
send
I'm
me-
imagine this is like 3-4 years ago. Son just donated somebody's yearly salary on a stream on a streamer, bro. I fuck with penguins though.
For real. Right now, after stream, whenever you can. We need to talk here.
Sending a total of $31,000. 14 Ninja, 50,000. In mid-2018, Ninja was hosting a charity livestream where donations controlled the actions he took in games. Everything was going normally until Mr. Beast joined, donating $10,000 with the following message.
I am going to do everything in my power to make you lose this game.
Mr. Beast then continued donating to make Ninja drop his items, totaling $20,000 by the end of the first game. Determined to make Ninja lose, Mr. Beast donated another $5,000 so Ninja couldn't farm any trees, yet this was reversed by Ninja's wife Jess, who donated $10,000 herself so Ninja could play normally.
Damn.
This led Ninja to taunt Mr. Beast,
The only way that can be overturned is with a donation larger than $10,000, which I don't think Mr. Beast even has that much amount left to donate.
who went over budget to
Come on,
send
bro,
another
that's Mr. Beast.
$10,000.
You know
That was our direct call out to
Mr.
me.
Beast
I'm
balling,
overriding this.
bro.
I don't even care for over our budget.
By the end of the stream, Mr. Beast had sent Ninja a total of 50. Dono that left everybody speechless, and the person who had
Wait, hold on. What was the number?
Finstar, 51,000. In July 2023, Finn was sent a dono that left everybody speechless, and the person who had sent it was well known by the stream. 10
Damn.
users had previously donated $16,025 as well.
Damn.
57,000. In early 2013, a mysterious figure known only as Amhai began sending Soda Poppin some serious sums of money.
$7,639 from Amhai.
This $7,639 was followed by another $10,000.
I'm done. I'm not gonna. Nope. That's not what you're supposed to do with money. Amhai! Why do you do this? This guy's giving me almost $19,000.
I ain't gonna lie, if I was
Almost. Yes.
faceless and rich as hell, I'd do this too just for a reaction. Yo, this is crazy.
Poppin's reaction only prompted more.
He donated 10,000 again. Thank you, but like, why? No.
After donating a total of 57,000, forum threads became dedicated to discovering Amhai's identity, concluding he was likely a member of the Saudi royal family. 11. Co-Carnage, 62,000. During a charity livestream in mid-2020, Co paused his game to read the chat before making the following face. He'd been sent a donation of 32,000.
Stretch, $32,000?
But while sitting there stunned by the money he'd received, Co was sent another 30,000,
What? What is going on?
explaining that the 62,000 total was more than I made after taxes at my last IT job per year. 10. NRG Ronaldo, 64,000. Ronaldo explained that his mum had debts she couldn't pay, and she refused to accept Ronaldo's money as he'd earned it for himself. Well, fellow streamer Trainwreck, who's known for being generous, joined the two on livestream to help out with her problem.
All right, let's see here. Let me get this sent. Good news, it is sent.
You said it's sent?
$64,800.
Oh my god! I swear to God. Oh my god!
Trainwreck sent them one full Bitcoin worth $64,000, which the mother almost refused to believe.
He actually sent it! Oh my god! Oh my god!
I swear to God, he said that.
That's it. I swear to God, he's like 64 grand.
And after the two eventually finished crying, Ronaldo tweeted, Trainwrecks literally just gave my mum 65k. What the actual? This man is truly one of the best people in the world. 9. Courage. 70,000. Mr. Beast was back with another Fortnite challenge. The rules were pretty extensive, but all you need to know is this. Courage was offered 70 grand to win a single game.
If I lose, I'll probably never have my parents speak to me again. They will probably disown me.
Courage began the match with a super safe landing, although he was quickly caught in a pinch, leading Jimmy to state this.
Oh, no, this is not good. This is not good.
Thankfully, Courage was able to free himself with 16 players remaining, although after taking out another player, he was minigun to 16 health. After healing, he had another close call, and then another one, yet he managed to pull the victory, with the final player being caught in the storm. Courage was so excited he had to call his parents.
They just joined my stream and said, if you win this next game, we'll send you $70,000. And I just won the game, Dad.
Ending his day a whopping 70,000 richer. 8. Exotic Chaotic. 75,000. Exotic Chaotic was a Fortnite streamer who, at the time, had just 16,000 followers and 32 viewers per stream. He and a loyal viewer named King Mascot.
Yo, this Fortnite shit was crazy. I ain't gonna lie, people missed that wave. If you missed that wave of Fortnite, you better wait till what's gonna be the next big game where people gonna make a career off of. GTA 6, 1000%. GTA 6. I'm telling you, GTA 6, bro. If you are not ready for GTA 6, you do not have your game system, you do not have your PC, you do not have whatever is coming out on. You need to prepare for that shit. You're gonna see people that literally go from 0 to 100 off of GTA 6. People are still doing it off of GTA 5. And GTA 5 came out like what, 2012, 2013 or some shit. And it's that's what I'm saying. GTA 6 is gonna be the height of the popularity. I'm telling you, there's YouTubers right now that started making GTA content in 2018, 2019, and now have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 million followers. If you do not think GTA is gonna be at its fucking height of its popularity in 2000, when does it come out? The end of next year, sometime next year, bro, we're gonna see so many fucking GTA content creators that pop up. So many fucking GTA content.
Trying to purchase every Fortnite cosmetic, with King Mascot being an early investor in Bitcoin and now trades stocks. Well, for Exotic Chaotic's birthday, King Mascot decided...
Not even just new, but you're gonna see current content creators. Shit. Most likely I'm gonna be on that. That's gonna that shit's gonna propel their career. Where it's like they already been doing YouTube, but this is like their bread and butter where it really just rocketed their career to the next level.
Dude! What is that?
What is that, dude?
What is it?
Okay, so
75K?
Exotic explained to Kotaku, at first I thought my moderator Aish was messing with me. He sometimes would test $100 donations through Streamlabs just to set the alert off and startle me. So at first it was like, oh, this must be a joke. Then I checked my PayPal and saw 72,000 on hold. It cleared 24 hours after he donated. 7. Shroud, 100,000. The donation came with the message, been saving my pennies all year for this, yet Shroud was...
We're at 100,000, we still got 6 more spots to go? What the fuck?
Skeptical.
That's a troll, right?
I'm gonna assume the highest is gonna be around 200K. I cannot see it being over 500K or $1 million, unless it's like a physical gift that they gifted them.
What are you gonna do with all that money?
That's a troll, right?
Yeah, it's a troll.
What?
And his skepticism was certainly justified. Shrouder said that the 100k donation is pending and the donation can be cancelled at any time, which was followed by another tweet reading, "Alright boys, looks like it's fake. Just a 17-year-old trying to gain attention for his stream." However, 3 years later, Mr. Beast made things right by giving Shroud 100 grand in person. 6. Ninja, 100,000. During the same Fortnite charity stream from earlier, an anonymous viewer went a little crazy.
An anonymous $100,000 donation.
Taking the total donations from 169,000 to 269,000, meaning Ninja had to get not 1 but 2 tattoos.
Where can I get a llama tattoo where you... Nowhere. What if I get it on my butt cheek? You'll never see that.
His first tattoo came 6 days later, reading Ninja in Japanese kanji, although his second tattoo took another 5 years when he'd get banned from Legends of Legaia. 5. Sora629, 110,000. The Korean streamer joked with her chat, saying she'd cosplay as Yondu from Guardians of the Galaxy, but only if someone said $10,000. With a small to medium 28,000 followers, her proposition was meant as a joke, until a viewer named Takeo actually sent the needed money. Sora on her side of the bargain.
About like this social media shit, this live streaming show, being famous in general, you never know who the fuck is fans of you. And nowadays we have so much publicity on like content and all that stuff. It's like, yo, like Nikki literally says she's a fan of your rage content. It's like you never know who the fuck is watching your content. Like some of them obviously could be lying, but it's like even Speed done had millionaires and billionaires talking about that they fan of his content. That had huge multi-millionaire singers and platinum artists say that they fans of his content. It's like you never know. You never know, man. You never know.
Casually returned to normal until just under 3 months later when streaming on her birthday. Takeo 10x'd his previous dono by sending 100 grand with the message, "Happy birthday to our hardest working, best dancing, most beautiful Sora. All of our lives are better for having your positive energy in it. Hope all of your dreams come true. This is for Johns and maybe some good food and cute outfits too." 4. Jacksepticeye, 145,000. Every year, Jacksepticeye hosts the Thankmas charity stream, where in 2020 a familiar person donated.
We just got a very generous donation from Mr. Sweden himself. It just went through. Felix, thank you for 145,000.
Wait, are we counting charities as like donations? I guess we could, because if that's the case, there's a lot of charities that raise a lot of money.
PewDiePie treated his donation like it barely made a dent.
Felix, thank you for your donation, by the way.
Did it come through?
Yeah.
Amazing. Nice.
We all freaked out about it and you were deaf, so you couldn't hear it.
Oh, nice.
Which the audience seemed to appreciate, judging by comments such as this one. 3. Valkyrae, 200,000. Between some $20 and $10
Shit,
donos,
maybe I'm
and
wrong,
the snub and
'cause we
casual
already had
200,000,
200,000.
leading to maybe the best reaction we've seen throughout the video.
What? What? What?
Bro, 200
What?
G's.
No. What? No. What? Where? What happened? Who did it?
Valkyrae spent 4.5 minutes convinced it was a troll,
Is that real? It's anonymous? Why is this anonymous?
accepting her donation by breaking down in tears.
How do you have $200,000 to donate? That's crazy. What the heck? That's actually crazy. That's so nice.
2. Dr. Lupo, $1 million. He hosted a 24-hour...
What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? Nah. What am I doing in my life? Motherfuckers is receiving $1 million. Then there's people out there that got enough money to even give $1 million. That shit just gave me goosebumps from head to toe. I don't know if y'all can see, but I'm dead eyes. What the fuck? What the fuck? Nah.
Stream called Build Against Cancer, trying to raise $2 million for the St. Jude Children's Hospital. At $1.3 million with only a couple minutes remaining,
We have 5 minutes left to raise $700,000.
it seemed Dr. Lupo wouldn't reach his goal until he was given a mystery present. Dr. Lupo unwrapped the gift to find $1 million check, bringing him to tears while completing the stream's goal, with the insane donation leading to a story on local news. As an honorable mention, iShowSpeed was also sent $1 million.
Yo, $1 million, bro. You got $1 million dono, look.
Troll gotta be
$1
what?
million dono! That's 1.5 million! Oh, well, we just translated it. It's not $1 million. $1 million, and that is $64.17.
But in the top position of donations
Oh.
in USD was Jacksepticeye with 3.71 million. 2 years after PewDiePie's donation, Jack was hosting another Thankmas, explaining he'd be stoked to raise a total of 2 million.
I was like, dude, if we hit 2 million today, I will be shocked and really, really happy.
So when one single person sent a massive 3.7 million, Jack was understandably shaken.
We have just confirmed a donation of $3.7 million.
What? Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding you.
What the fuck? Who are these people? Yo, I'm not gonna lie. If somebody ever donated that much while I was streaming or some shit, I would deadass want to know what the fuck they do. Like, if it's not a known person, I would want to know what they do. Like, do you run an oil company? You run some hotels or something? Like, what do you do? Bro. These niggas got it. I'm gonna watch Corey Kenshin one. Curious to watch this.
Tay Williams, or better known as Corey X Kenshin, is a rather strange person.
Take off your bands.
Alright, but seriously, which other content creator is part of the top 50 most subscribed gaming channels in the world with over 17 million active subscribers? Has one of the oldest YouTube channels, even predating huge YouTube gaming figures like PewDiePie, Markiplier, and Vanoss Gaming, and also personally edits all 1,693 of his videos. The strangest part being, he is one of the only content creators on the platform that took over 693 of his videos. The strangest part being, he is one of the only content creators on the platform that took over 12 breaks, spanning...
Bro, am I bugging? Oh, this shit look glitchy.
months up to a year, but still somehow maintained the same if not greater growth during these periods of time due to his unique and almost cult-like fan base. The story that I think resonates most profoundly with
It's no almost, that's a fucking cult. Like, I'm not jacking his official cult, but that's definitely a cult-like fan base.
might be a familiar one, the myth of Sisyphus. Sisyphus is an archetypal absurdist hero whose actions and misdeeds lead him to an eternity of suffering and torment, but at the same time bring him peace. Today, we'll be taking a deeper look into Corey's story and his connection to Sisyphus, which is equally inspiring as it is cautionary. What led him to becoming a household name in the YouTube space? Why does he take these hiatuses so often? And who is Corey X Kenshin? May 20-
I'm not gonna lie, I thought this was gonna be a typical where's Corey, give him a little backstory, what he be doing, type of videos, but it sounds like this video is actually gonna have some depth to it, so this is interesting.
2009, a 16-year-old uploads his first video.
Wait, what happened?
Often. And who is Corey X Kenshin? May 25th, 2009.
Hey, that's my birthday. Niggas started uploading on my birthday. That's some shit. That's a sign. That's a sign.
World uploads his first video on a new platform.
What's up, YouTube? Yeah. What up? It's gosh, sorry about that. It's been a question for me. Why are girls so difficult?
Turns out it's just some awkward kid giving you some arbitrary advice on girls. Seems pretty random, but to those who first saw this video, they witnessed the birth of one of the biggest and most influential YouTubers to date. A majority of his videos from here on out would consist of a high schooler's day-to-day life, hanging out with friends and making skits. And around 49 videos later, Corey would now be a college student at Michigan State University, and also would go on to upload one of his first gaming videos.
Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to a game called Whitefinger. Weird title if you ask me.
He would continue making gaming videos a lot more often, and this was quickly becoming a majority of his content. And on February 11th, 2014, he would upload his first horror game series.
What's up, YouTube? What's going on? This is Corey Kenshin, and welcome.
Platform where he would have a lot of fun, and so would his fans. This would also be a marker for when he would first start to ignite his love for YouTube. Corey would be posting 2 videos a day, starting to take YouTube more and more serious until he would upload his first.
Was that Flappy Bird? I haven't seen that game in a fucking minute. Yo, what year was that? Like 2012, 2011, 2013? Yo.
Full video.
I want to start getting very serious about YouTube. I want to eventually, and I know it's probably going to take a long time, but eventually reach 10,000 subscribers. Now, right now I'm at 1,900. My goal is 10,000. I know it's possible, and I know that if I put in the right amount of work and dedication to it, eventually it'll happen.
This would be his first major goal. Now, I'd like to say 50 videos later or 80 videos later, he reached his goal. Corey hit 10,000 subscribers 220 videos later.
Here we are, guys, at 10,000 subscribers. So we are 10,000 strong. Where the wind takes us, I don't know. All I know is we're growing day by day, and hey, it's all thanks to you guys.
Between this period, he would drop numerous Let's Plays in horror games that were classics at the time, like Sonic EXE, Outlast, and most famously, Five Nights at Freddy's. Now, this climb to 10,000 subscribers was a key feature to his future
I ain't gonna lie,
success.
that's how I found him, Outlast. When Outlast popped up, mad YouTubers was playing that shit. Mad YouTubers was playing that shit.
And he was only getting a few thousand views at the time, but he had a true passion for the videos he made. This created an authenticity between Corey and his audience. Corey would soon quit university and go full-time on YouTube. And around July 25th, 2015, 11 months and 468 videos later...
Yo, y'all think YouTubers is rich now? YouTube used to be paying like quadruple what they paying now to creators. Back in the past, before... What year was that? When YouTubers... Yo... If you've been watching YouTube for a long time, you seen that shift when mad YouTubers were strictly doing YouTube, and then when YouTubers tried to become chefs, actors, musicians. I think that was around like 2019. When like the DDGs, the Flights, the Queen Nigers, the KSIs, when all of them try to branch out because YouTube wasn't hitting like that. Like, don't get me wrong, YouTube is still hitting. Like, if you got a good channel, you got a good following, you got multiple channels, you could still make a good bag off of that. But YouTube was hitting way more. So imagine the big YouTubers, the Jacksepticeyes and all that back in 2018, 2017. Like 10 million views, I think it was like 50K, 100K. So, damn. Corey been getting that bag for a minute.
Reach 100,000 subscribers.
So for the last time, I want to say thank you guys. You have changed my life and opened so many doors for me. Because of you, I was able to meet Jacksepticeye. I was able to meet Yummy Mash. You know, people that I looked up to in the beginning and still do look up to. We raised over $30,000 for charity. I thank everyone who believed in me when my videos were getting 100 views a piece, and you know, I was still putting in work. You know, it's because of the passion.
Unfortunately, around May 1st, 2015, something started to feel off about Corey. In a way, it felt like he was starting to break, and it turned out he was. I think now's the best time to introduce the other character in this story. Sisyphus was the first king and creator of the city of Corinth. He brought wealth and prosperity to the city, making it a famous hub for trade. But he was extremely cunning and deceitful. He had no problem lying, cheating, or manipulating others to achieve whatever goal he set his sights on. He was also famously extremely prideful and arrogant, believing himself to be even above the gods. And this wasn't enough for him to hold this belief himself. He wanted others to believe this as well. Sisyphus would go on to call over merchants and travelers interested in the city to visit his home. Once they arrived, he would go on to kill them, breaking the rule of Xenia. Xenia is a concept of hospitality that hosts are to show their guests. It was also a rule that was to be enforced and under the authority of Zeus, the god of sky and thunder. Sisyphus would go on to show their bodies to the city to show how ruthless and unafraid he was. But this single instance would make him grow a taste for blood. He would kill numerous other travelers and merchants, not only to justify the gods, but to satisfy his own bloodlust and ego. Sisyphus would soon witness Zeus carrying away a nymph. He would later run into the nymph's father, the river god Asopus, looking for his daughter. Sisyphus, being as cunning as he is, said he wanted an eternal spring built in his city in exchange for his help. The river god agreed, and he pointed him in the direction Zeus went. Zeus would eventually find out and would be enraged by Sisyphus. Finally, Zeus would send one of his most darkest gods to hunt him down, Thanatos, or most commonly known as Death. Corey would continue to consistently post gaming videos.
I wonder how he's gonna loop this all back in. Is Thanatos supposed to be like the dark side of being Corey or being famous, which is people constantly stalking you, people not caring about your mental health breaks, people not caring about if you left for family reasons or personal reasons? I'm trying to see how he's gonna correlate and link this all up.
Almost every day, sometimes even 2 times a day. But on February 16th, 2016, he would take his first major break. He wouldn't upload for 2 months and go ghost on all of his social media platforms. We would soon find out that this would be due to burnout.
I do not deserve any kind of praise right now. The last video I uploaded was on February 16th, which, not counting today, means I was gone for 73 days. I stayed.
I'm not gonna lie, how is he gonna respond to when he finally does come back? Because he's gonna come back eventually. At this point, he's been gone for almost a year. He's last uploaded the end of June. We're in the end of June in 2024. So the last time he uploaded was June 20 something, 2023.
office, pretty much 20, 21 hours a day. There was actually a time that I hated this chair because when I would edit, I would pretty much construct mental chains around myself. I would feel like I was chained to my chair and I wouldn't be able to get up. So obviously there came a time where I would start to fear the chair and I wouldn't want to come to the chair because that means that I was going to be editing for 6 or 7 hours. And one day I just didn't come back to the chair.
After all, he was personally editing all.
Okay. I don't know if people notice. It should be common sense at this point. But to be successful in anything, you need to have some sort of level of discipline, right? Now, obviously, you can structure the discipline in certain ways for you to get farther, but you need to have some sort of level of discipline. Like, even though I'm pretty young for my age and a lot of people don't really reach success or financial success into their 40s and 50s and 60s, like, that's where most rich people are. I know the few rich people that we see on social media makes us probably think that the average age that somebody gets rich is like 25, 23, 22, 30 something. But it's honestly like 50, 60. Most of these companies, Ford, McDonald's, even a lot of YouTubers or DJs and stuff like that, like most rich people, you do not get there until you're like 40, 50, 60s. But I will say that the most success I've seen with content creation and or even going to the gym was when I did not want to do that shit. Like, I have another YouTube channel to this, and there was a point in time where I was getting like 1 to 5,000 views per video, and I did not want to make like 90% of them YouTube videos. And the same thing when I was in shape, where I was extremely healthy and I was extremely slim, I was more built. It was like 90% of the time I didn't want to do that shit. So it's not an excuse. Just because you don't want to do something, you still have to do something. And it's the same thing with 90% of things in life, probably more. There's times in your relationship where you don't want to, I'm not even going to get into that right now, but you get what I'm saying? There's times where you just don't want to do something, but it's best for you to do it. Like, literally the most successful people, they all have the same story. Whether it's going to the gym, whether it's losing weight, whether it's becoming financially free, whether it's becoming, you know what I'm saying, times like this. And same thing even with artists. When artists be like, oh, I didn't even want to go to the booth today, but I went to the booth. And that song ended up fucking around being a hit. So
videos, which was well over 800 of them at this point in time. The pressure eventually got to him. He also mentioned a key thing. One of his fears he had when he took this break was that people would forget him and move on.
And the amount of love that you guys showed me pretty much abolished my deepest fear, which was by the time I got through this rut, no one would care about me anymore. No one would care about my channel. And sadly, that's kind of how YouTube is.
There's an interesting theory for this line of thinking.
Yo, you know, I already put my mind to certain things, and one thing that I put my mind to is having cult like solid hardcore fan base like Soul Illuminati, like Corey, like Dashie. Like, I'm trying to name some people. I'm trying to name more people. But you know, there's certain people where they can disappear for a month or 2 or 6 months or a year, and they can come back and it's like, yo, fans are still there like nothing happened. Sometimes you got even more fans than what you left with. So I don't believe I wouldn't be like that at all. But he's definitely right. Like 90% of famous people in general could not go more than 6 months without their name being in the mix and them not falling off. Especially with this content creation shit. It's like, bro, these people is hungry for your shit. They want it now. If they don't get it now, they're moving on to somebody else and they don't really care for it anymore. But I don't think he still has that problem anymore. Like I said, he's left for a year right now, and Corey could come back tomorrow, upload a cooking video, upload a video of him just talking, 10 million views, 25,000 comments, #1 trending, over 1 million likes. Like, every time the nigga comes back, bro, it's like 800,000 likes, 700,000 likes on the video, like some ridiculous shit.
Especially when it comes to content creators. In Ernest Becker's book, The Denial of Death, he has an interesting theory. It explores the fundamental human fear of death and how it shapes our behaviors and motivations. In a way to escape our own mortality, we create what he calls immortality projects. These projects are extremely subjective to each person, but they do share a quality. They are things that will live on beyond the person's death. For example, this could be having children, creating art, or for YouTubers, making videos. Every creator is trying to make a lasting impact on the site that will live on far after they're gone. And if you continue to follow down this line of logic, this would be why if you ask nearly every big YouTuber what their greatest fear at one point in time was, or even now is, usually their answer will be their audience forgetting about them. Or in other words, they fall off. And Corey was no exception to this.
That's where my worst fear started to
I'm liking what this nigga doing. I'm not gonna lie. He a smaller YouTuber, but doing his thing. 10,000. Yo. That's unique. I hope this guy is posting a lot more, because he definitely has, I don't know what you want to call it, like a shtick. Like, he has like a thing. If he keeps this up, like if he just keeps on doing other YouTubers and content creators, like he does an iShowSpeed one, a Kai Cenat one. You know, those guys are kind of new, so maybe focused on the older creators. And usually when you have one successful video, YouTube kind of serves your video to people that want to see those same type of videos again. So if I was him and he somehow sees this, which he probably would, because, you know, he's still up and coming and all that, I would say do a Jacksepticeye video next, a PewDiePie video next. There's a bunch of other YouTubers. Like, I was more so aimed towards like lifestyle, vlogging, gaming, and clothing when I was younger. So I can't name too many, like, you know what I'm saying? But FouseyTube is another one. And if you could just correlate it like the way you just did, that's hard, bro. That's hard. That's something different. Like, this isn't just like, oh, Corey fell off, he hasn't posted because he's burned out, and we're gonna do a deep dive on why we think that is, blah, blah. Like, this is something different. I fuck with this though.
That by the time I did know, it'd be too late. You know, there'd be somebody else or a good person.
And let me speak on the falling off part. I definitely think that's majority of people like fear, because number one, you get high off of, I'm not gonna say high, but like you get some sort of feeling when you're lit, when you're that high up in life. Not only that, who wants to fall off? Like, who the fuck wants to make content and then fall off, right? But not only that, I do think you need to become open-minded to falling off if you do get in this space, because it's going to happen to like 99% of people, right? That's number one. But number two, nobody wants to put content out there for it to stick and just fall completely flat. Like, nobody wants that. So it's like you put all your time, blood, sweat, tears, hours of streaming or editing, it's like you fall off in like 2 years or some shit. So I definitely understand where he's coming from, but I do think more people need to be open to that, because then we have all these, there's a lot of celebrities, like a lot of celebrities that end up needing like therapy or becoming drug addicts or just trying to chase that viral moment once again, chasing that high. So I think there should be like social media school that teaches people things about this, because so many people are getting into this. YouTube is literally the #1 profession that people are trying to get into right now. Not even just right now, but literally for like the past 5 years, it's the #1 thing that kids and anybody like 16 and under wants to do right now. So
would have moved on and not even cared, and I was ashamed. I was embarrassed, and it really led to me like I wasn't depressed, but I had developed a sadness.
Regardless of this, Corey would make a promise to his audience
that I will never, ever, ever do anything like this again.
Only 3 months later, Corey would get into a near-fatal car accident with his friend Brandon.
So, this is my car.
I didn't know about this.
Getting towed. Really traumatic experience today.
Due to Corey falling asleep at the wheel, he crashed into a semi, with him and Brandon escaping with minor injuries. But if this accident were any worse, they could have lost their lives.
I could have died. Me and my best friend Brandon, we could have died. And based on the damage that my car received, we should have died. My car is completely totaled. I cannot drive it anymore. It is broken.
This moment would make Corey come to terms with his own mortality, realizing how quickly his life could have been lost.
It was the first time that I had accepted death in my life. I've never, ever been more closer to death than I was yesterday. There have been no other occurrences where I was like, this is it type of mindset. And it's a scary place.
But weirdly enough, he would continue on to upload with even more consistency. 7 months later, on December 15, 2016, Corey would reach 1 million subscribers.
Yeah. So hard! We work so hard, YouTube. We work so hard. We work so hard. It's time. Oh, baby, it's time. Oh, baby, it's time. Oh, baby, it's time.
During this time, he would upload his most popular and fan favorite videos yet. He even finished out the Five Nights at Freddy's series, which was one of the original playthroughs that gave him a big name. Things were looking good for Corey. He was starting to act like somewhat of a normal YouTuber. Unfortunately, this would not last for long. On May 7th, 2017, he would take a random 2-month break during his channel's most popular time on the platform. In his return video, he wouldn't open up too much about the bigger problems causing these breaks, but he would announce this to be his final return. And this, of course, would not be true, because on January 16, 2018, Corey would take another break, this time lasting for 4 months. Instead of a video, he would have a comeback live stream this time with over 40,000 viewers, and we would get some key insight into Corey's deeper problems regarding these breaks.
I noticed a very disturbing trend, okay? I would leave, come back, leave, come back, leave, come back, leave, come back. I got like 4 return videos, or 5. I wanted to get down to what was the culprit, what was making me feel compelled to like leave, like take these breaks. And what it came down to was, now, I've never been clinically diagnosed with anything like depression or anything like that, but it started to get very bad. And I talked to my parents about it and talked to the 3 friends that I have about it, and I just didn't know what to do, okay?
When Corey first started on YouTube, all he wanted to do was create videos, have fun, and grow his channel. Now he sits well over 1 million subscribers, but the passion he once had is starting to fade.
This time I said that I wasn't gonna come back. I wasn't gonna come back until I was ready. Until I was 100%, more than 100%. Because I haven't been 100% in a long time.
Corey's feelings begin to form a correlation that sounds really similar to post-achievement depression. Now, this condition is not officially recognized in diagnostic manuals like the DSM-5, but it is acknowledged by many mental health experts. Post-achievement depression refers to you being in a period of sadness or depression due to you achieving a significant life goal. For example, most people may get this when they complete a marathon race that they've been preparing for all year, or graduating college after highly focusing on your studies for the last 4 years. These are relatively standard or average life goals that most people can achieve pretty quickly, but even completing these sort of goals can cause you to feel a sort of emptiness or lack of purpose. Luckily, a majority of people can find a new motivator or passion to set new goals towards. In Corey's case, he became a massive YouTuber, amassing over 2.5 million subscribers, has an extremely dedicated fan base that has a tendency to grow even when he goes on breaks, and is pretty much financially set for the foreseeable future. You could probably understand how it'd be hard to find a new goal after you've completed what most people would consider.
That's a good point. My major goal is to have at least one, but if not all, channels hit 10 million followers, subscribers, like the diamond play button level. But that's interesting. I mean, since young, I've always wanted to do a lot of things. So it's like, even once I get there, hopefully I'm still aspiring to do the things that I want to do, which is learn other languages, learn how to play instruments, and learning new fighting styles. But interesting.
A big chunk of your life. Now, of course, this is all speculation, considering the only person who truly knows what Corey's going through is himself.
I'm not gonna act like, you know, I'm the hardest worker in the world. Like, I can see there's a sector of laziness to my character, or complacency, really. There's something deeper, something more debilitating in my mind that physically stops me from doing what I want to do.
On January 28, 2019, Corey would set a personal challenge for himself. The goal was to upload a video a day for 100 days straight. It was sort of like a last Hail Mary attempt to keep any kind of consistency in his content. Surprisingly, Corey would complete this challenge, even uploading twice most days.
But a 100-day streak was, that was the goal. That was something that even I didn't know if we could do going into 2019.
The passion or fire Corey once had seemed to be back. He hasn't uploaded 100 days consecutively since 4 years ago. Unfortunately, after this streak, he would go on to take his longest break yet.
And yeah, it was great. I'll see you guys in 4 months.
And then 4 turn into 7.
Thank you. Really, YouTube is gonna be really boring while I'm gone, but hey, I'll always.
Yo, shit. He know he could talk like that.
Okay, but for real, I don't think the streak is gonna end here.
The true joke being, instead of leaving for 4 months, he would be gone for 9. He would go on to upload only 3 videos in the next month, and then would go on to go completely ghost for the next 9 months. During this time, Corey's channel would of course continue to grow, and he would reach 5 million subscribers. He would do nothing to celebrate this milestone like he usually did, and would continue to be gone for another 6 months. After this, gaining subscribers just started to feel empty. His fans felt like this, and Corey started to feel this as well. Death would go on to find and confront Sisyphus, stating he was there to take him to Hades, the underworld. Now, Sisyphus, being as crafty as he is, came up with a plan. He would go on to ask Thanatos to show him how his chains worked so he would not fear the journey down to the underworld. Once Thanatos chained himself, he tied him up, trapped him in his dungeon, and left him there, successfully cheating Death. Now, I will note this. Up until this point, Thanatos or Death has had very few to no interactions with any living human. You see, since the beginning of time, his job has always been to carry dead souls, either to Elysium, Heaven, Hades, Hell, or Tartarus, and even worse, Hell. So up until this point, he has virtually had no interactions with any living human or soul. So lying or deceit was not really a familiar concept to him. But Sisyphus would be the first human to deceive him, and unfortunately show him the true human capability of malice and malevolence. As long as Thanatos was chained, not only was Sisyphus cheating Death, but so was every other human on Earth. Since there was no one to take dead souls, no one could effectively die. The sick would continue to suffer, the wounded would continue to bleed, and the old would never find rest. Finally, Zeus would eventually notice. He would go on to free Thanatos, capture Sisyphus, and take him to Tartarus, a place even worse than hell. Zeus and Thanatos would go on to think of the worst punishment possible, one that would last an eternity, and could even break a man as cunning as Sisyphus. On April 3rd, 2020, Corey would once again return to a fan base that was now well over 5 million strong. But the kids who grew up watching Corey were way older now, and his constant breaks just started to cause fractures in the fan base. His subreddit and comments would be filled with genuine criticism, but also just as much hate. He would go on to make his usual apology video post, except this one would be a lot more different than the others.
I feel bad, like when I'm gone, like dude, not uploading. Like you're letting all those people down. You've been given such an amazing community. You're not taking advantage of it, and you're wasting it, and you don't deserve it. And why are you even doing this? Why you should just give your channel away, and blah blah, and all these thoughts just freaking stomping on my head. I slow it down. I clear my brain's whiteboard, just wipe it, and then I write on there: "You are human. You're gonna get tired. You're not a freaking machine. You're not a freaking computer, and that's okay. I'm gonna fail sometimes. I'm gonna drop the ball. And whether you feel like me leaving for 9 months was a failure or not, I needed to do it."
Corey would seemingly accept that he has to take time off, and also was glad that he took this 9-month break. During this break, he would visit Japan with Dashi and his friends, hang out with family, and seem to actually enjoy his time away from...
Just to FYI, Corey was recently in Japan once again. Corey is fine. He's fine. He's perfectly fine. I know some people be talking about, oh, he dead and all this other nonsense. He's fine. And he was active on his PlayStation account not too long ago. Literally less than 2 weeks ago.
He accepted that taking these breaks were just a part of the channel experience just as much as he was, and this would truly start to show.
Yo, and that's another thing. Can we give these people like a grace. It's like, yo, with this content creation shit, or even just like music, like I understand like the industry is very fast, but it's like, yo, I can't remember how long Roddy Ricch didn't drop, but that's just an example. It's like, bro, you go ghost for like 6 months. It's like people don't want to hear from you. Like, I need to give these content creators or these personalities more space, especially if you claim that you really like them or fuck with them instead of turning your back on them. Like, people go through shit. I remember when Rice Gun went missing. I don't know if y'all know who that is. When Rice Gun went missing, yo, I forgot what was the reason. It was something tragic, like something family related, and people just be in his comments of YouTube videos and his Instagram comments like, bro, we don't care if your grandma passed. Like, make a video. Like, oh man, these people are crazy, man.
On and off again, around 2 to 3 videos a week. Not the most consistent, but this would still be some fans' most favorite year of content from Corey. Each video, we felt like we were seeing old, passionate Corey. And due to it being COVID, his fans and most people in general had a lot more free time to watch his videos. So 2020 would be his best year in growth, gaining 10 to 20,000 subscribers.
Oh, that was during
a day.
like
it felt
the overtime. Oh yeah, that Corey was a different. But then again, we had nothing else to do, but that Corey was different. That's when the Spider-Man and all that. Oh yeah.
This was it. Corey had accepted his faults. No, he wasn't the most consistent, but the energy was back. He was finally doing what made him happy. On August 22, 2020, Corey would reach 7 million subscribers.
3 mil to go, boy. That's right, you guys. 3 more million until we get 10 million and get that diamond play button. I guess now is as good as time as any. When we reach 10 million, if we reach 10 million, I will be announcing my retirement.
Yo, when he said that the video went on fire.
That's right, guys. But no need to worry. That's a long ways from now. And we might not even hit it. But if we do, I'll be announcing my retirement. With that being said, I want to say thank you guys.
If you're watching
so
this, comment or text me, because I don't know who's watching this and his views on that.
Corey was in a position where he didn't have to play the numbers game, and he hasn't had to for a long time. He would gain 3 million subscribers alone in the year 2020, was growing at an insanely fast rate, and had a proven dedicated fan base that was willing to wait 9 months for his return. So what changed? Why does he plan to retire? I personally think it's a pretty multifaceted problem, but it can all be boiled down to his heart just wasn't in it. There's a cycle that almost every YouTuber goes through. The humble beginnings phase. This is usually at the beginning of a YouTuber's career, posting every day, having that fire and passion to make it against all odds. Then the pressure stage. With a bigger audience comes more pressure. It's not I'm posting every day because I'm trying to make it anymore. It's I'm posting every day because I'm trying to make it and because I kind of have to.
It kind of just happens so fast. And when so many people are looking for you, looking up to you, you don't really have a choice anymore, okay? It's like, I felt like trapped. Like, I didn't really have a choice anymore. Like,
creators start to feel like they owe a responsibility to their fans. Pair this with a rapidly growing fan base, and that starts to feel like a lot of pressure. Then there's finally the breaking point, or the we need to talk phase. This is when the YouTuber opens up or goes fully transparent with their audience, whether it be personal issues, depression, or just a lack of interest in making videos. Most YouTubers will go through this cycle 2 to 3 times in their career. Big YouTubers 3 to 4. Corey has been through this cycle over 10 times at this point. If you take a look at creators similar to Corey's size, they do tend to struggle with their own subjective problems. Even the most common feelings of YouTubers being too much pressure, feeling drained, or burnout. But they always seem to find their way back to creating the content that they have a genuine passion for. Corey has definitely tried, but hasn't been able to come back consistently. He probably began to feel like maybe he just wasn't cut out for this.
I don't take this for granted. I know some of you might think that by my ghosting behavior being indicative of that, but I can assure you, the only time I leave YouTube is because up here needs a break.
Corey expected this final stretch to 10 million subscribers to be this long and cathartic run, and in a way, he kind of underestimated his fan base. He would continue to post on and off again, even taking a 2-month break during this time. And in just 7 months, on March 7th, 2021, he would reach 9 million subscribers and would post his final video.
Lastly, I know a lot of you guys been talking about my retirement. I know. I haven't spoken about it since 7 million, which, you see how fast that went? Don't focus on that. Just focus on the now. We still got memories to make. Praise God.
Yo, did he hit like 10 million in like less than a month? It's like, yo, imagine if every YouTuber tell you I'm about to retire at 10 million.
9 million.
And then at 9 million,
they
had 9 million. They're like, all right, we're gonna retire at 10 million. Just, relax. Like, enjoy the 9 million, enjoy the videos that make from 9 to 10. And next thing you know, son dropped like 2 videos, boom, 10 million.
1,500 YouTube channels worldwide with over 10 million subscribers. What Corey's fan base would go on to do would be a testament to their strength as a community. On June 21st, 2021, Corey would reach 10 million subscribers in just 3 months. This would not only make him the only gaming channel, but also the only YouTube channel in the world to go from 9 to 10 million subscribers without posting a single video. This would make him
Bro, that's what I'm saying. His fan base is different. Like, yo, you have like loyal fan bases where like they'll let you leave and all that type of stuff. Like So Illuminati, don't get me wrong. So Illuminati, Dashie, they could leave for like 6 months, even a year. But it's like they don't grow, in my opinion. Like they might get like a little 10,000 views throughout the month, but Corey is getting millions throughout the month. Like, yo,
all channels on the platform. And he would go on to post what I think is his most pivotal video yet regarding my retirement. Corey would go on to state that the magic he once felt from making videos is gone. It has been for a while now.
When you're doing something that you love to do, doing something that no one has to tell you to do, something that you don't feel forced.
10 million views, 1.4 million likes, 263,000 comments. Man.
Dude, you reach this almost zen-like state of kind of like ultra instinct. You're just moving autonomously. The magic has been gone. And I think I realized that a while ago, which is why at 7 million subscribers, I made the dumb idea of, or I had the dumb idea of announcing that I was going to retire at 10 million. And then we got the people that have seen the fall from glory, the fall from grace. I was here when Corey was really about this YouTube stuff. I saw the effort that this man actually would put in. I saw the work and the talent and the charisma and the essence of what that man used to be. But I've never resumed the magic.
Corey shockingly would decide not to retire. He believed he came to a conclusion on what was causing these breaks and overall just missing in his life.
So I'm issuing a challenge to myself so that I can make sure that things stay interesting. Number one, go back to school. Number two, continue doing YouTube while I'm at school. Number three, get another channel up to 10 million subscribers. And number four,
I'm very curious on like what would somebody like Corey do for a second channel? Because like, don't get me wrong, he has a niche audience that wants to see certain things, but he can still post damn near anything and get millions upon millions of views. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what would it be about? Cars, reactions, lifestyle, cooking? Like, I'm curious on what would it be.
Get the Corey Kenshin channel to 25 million subscribers.
Yo, if he start posting like today, right now, he could get that shit there in like probably before the year over. Not gonna lie, like not gonna lie, he could probably get there before the year's over. Probably definitely get there before next summer. If he's getting like 1 million followers every like 45 days, 90 days, something like that. Like every time I check his channel, his shit go up by a few 100,000. So if he's gaining a few 100,000 subscribers without even posting new content, that means people just watching his old shit. When he start posting new content, his shit is gonna go on an uprise. 20 million, he gonna be at 20 million before the summer over. Man,
keep me extremely busy.
He would be consistent for the next 3 months, but he would not start or complete any of these goals.
You know, I'm kind of wondering how long would this last. Like, is his content forever and infinite? Like, if Corey was to just not post to like 2030, would his content still grow? People just finally get tired and be like, you know what? He's retired. He's done. I'm not going to keep watching his old stuff. Like, he impacted my life, whatever, but I'm done. Or would he still continue growing? Like, by 2030, would he be at like 30 million subscribers? Yo.
Corey would go on 3 more hiatuses after this, with his longest one lasting till present day, 7 months. And this is pretty much Corey's come-up story up until now. The cycle of leaving isn't broken. To what we know so far, the old passion he desperately tried to reignite is still out. And honestly, there's not much of a satisfying ending in his rise in the YouTube space. But sadly, that makes it all the more realistic. But the story isn't truly over yet. To fully understand why this cycle keeps repeating and how there is still a glimpse of hope, we have to find out the fate of the other character in this video. Zeus and Thanatos would famously come up with the perfect punishment for Sisyphus. He was condemned to push a massive boulder up a steep hill, but every time the boulder neared the summit, it would roll back down. Sisyphus would then be forced to repeat this action only to have the boulder roll down the hill every single time, and this would continue on for all of eternity. Now you guys have probably already made the connection that Sisyphus and Corey are nothing alike. Sisyphus is a pretty shitty sadistic person, while Corey is a pretty decent or nice person. But even though they don't share the same personality, they do share the same fate. Albert Camus' interpretation of Sisyphus was that we lived in an absurdist universe. Absurdism is a philosophical belief that human efforts to find meaning in life are inherently futile due to us living in a chaotic universe. And there's a direct conflict because people naturally want to find deep meaning and value in life. Sisyphus is not just himself or Corey, he's every human, past, present, or future. He's the office worker that has to continuously cycle through emails, attend meetings, and reach deadlines, and do this years on end while feeling little sense of purpose or satisfaction. Or he's the student, going through the cycle of studying, completing assignments, and preparing for exams, with each completed semester leading to new academic hurdles in hopes that he may land a good job. Camus would go on to state the most important part during this process. At the top of the hill, when the boulder has just fallen, Sisyphus has a pause, right before descending, to contemplate his life. Sisyphus has been doing this task for so long that his identity is so intertwined with this endless labor of pushing the stone that he and the stone become indistinguishable. Just as Sisyphus is eternally bound to this rock, tirelessly pushing it up a hill only for it to roll back down.
Yo, you know that's interesting because some people that are lit, they feel like their content is them, like that's their identity. Maybe that's what he's trying to say. I think that is what he's trying to say. This is fire. The references that he's making is fire.
so too is Corey or any other YouTuber. They find themselves in a relentless cycle. Their identity becomes deeply intertwined with their drive and ambition of creating and posting content to the point where the creator and their creations become indistinguishable. Each video starts to feel more and more like a paradoxical task that you're forced to continue to keep up in the endless uphill journey of the YouTube game. Eventually, they begin to lose their identities and forget the core purpose that initially inspired them to create their channels. And once this happens, you're due for some major self-reflection, or else it becomes hard to see the purpose in creating any type of content at all. And regardless of whether you're a big YouTuber, an accountant, or a cashier, once you do notice this cycle, you start to feel trapped.
I felt like trapped. Like I didn't really have a choice anymore. Like,
fortunately, there is a way to escape this curse, and that's to embrace it. By embracing your struggle, you can find fulfillment and purpose not in achieving the goal, but in the journey to that goal. While the cycle will always be the same, the journey can always be different. Now, this is obviously easier said than done, but for the few who can engage in introspection, not only will they recover from this, but they can reconstruct themselves to excel far beyond what they were previously capable of. And all it takes is a change in perspective. Corey X Kenshin, without a doubt, will go down as one of the most influential and impactful YouTubers on the platform. He has morals and principles that he has stuck to that no doubt played a huge part to get him where he is now, and is one of the few YouTubers that we have gotten to see grow up with this platform. He has over 1,600 videos and has edited every single one of them himself. That's the level of dedication and quality he wants to bring to his channel. But Corey isn't the same person he was 10 years ago, 5 years ago, or even 1 year ago. There's Corey X Kenshin, the YouTuber, and then there's Corey Devontae Williams, the person. He spent 10 years living as the YouTuber, and maybe it was time to explore himself more as an individual.
this time, I want y'all to understand something. I have a life outside of YouTube. That idea, this boom, just explode.
Yo, you know how many times I heard a YouTuber say that, and when I was young, I'll be like, for real? Like, for real? You telling me you do more than just entertain thousands upon millions of people, or you have something outside of this persona? Like, for real? Nah, bro. Like, this is you. This is like, you kind of feel a sense of entitlement. Like, nah, this is like mine. Like, not like that, but like, this is mine. Like, I know this person. Like, I know this person from, you know what I'm saying?
Like, some of y'all are like, wait, what? He's not like Corey Kenshin? Like, when he turns the camera off? No, I'm not.
Now, it still is pretty important to strike a balance between the persona and the person. If you don't, sometimes the effects of the imbalance can start to manifest in detrimental ways. And no matter how successful of a creator you are, the pressures of a big fan base can always start to demoralize you. Ultimately, Corey is a YouTuber who managed to have 18 million subscribers, but constantly goes on breaks, whether for good reason or not. While other YouTubers would notice a decrease in views or analytics, his would only increase because he's just that entertaining of a creator. The content he provides truly brightens people's day, but the breaks keep happening and his fan base keeps growing. And he starts to feel a sense of responsibility towards his expanding fan base, and this quickly turns into pressure. The more he keeps gaining numbers, the more he owes it to his fans to create content. But sometimes he just can't do it, and he lets his fans down over and over and over again. He finds himself caught in a cycle of guilt and stress, turning his success into a paradoxical burden. Now you could probably start to imagine how this could be seen as a curse. Or he could change his perspective. Corey can be genuinely happy that he has an extremely dedicated fan base. It's fine that he's not uploading every day, editing hours on end, or is the old Corey, because people change and he's no exception. He can be content with the fact that he can genuinely change a person's day for the better, whether he posts a video every week, every month, or every year. You see, like Sisyphus, Corey is at a pivotal moment in his life right now. He stands near the summit. The boulder has just reached the ground, and he's at that brief pause or moment of clarity where he's fully aware of his situation. Every moment that he doesn't upload is a moment filled with endless possibilities and choices that he gets to make. And regardless of what his choice may be, there's always the option to change your perspective and see the light in any situation.
I'm gonna check out Dude's channel. This video was hella interesting, hella different, hella unique. Like, I really hope he continue making content. Really hope he continue making content like this. I've never seen content like this. Maybe there's people out there that's already making content like this, but this is hella unique. I ain't gonna lie. There's some different shit. What does that video say? The untold story of academics. The cost of what? The cost of what? Cost of frame of mind. He made this video on AC. It looks like his type of editing and how he has his thumbnails. I ain't gonna lie, we probably say that for another video. I'm gonna probably subscribe to Dude, check him out. Hella different, hella unique. That video is 40 minutes long, so definitely gonna save that for another video. But alright, let's do this. I think I reacted to this already, right? Yeah, that's the alright. Got this Project X joint, the Project X effect.
If you are over 21, it could be the night you met your partner, the night you had your first child, or some other... What was the greatest night of your life? If you are over 21, it could be the night you met your partner, the night you had your first child, or some other mature and understandable...
Over 21. I mean, greatest night. He said greatest night. He didn't say greatest moment, greatest, you know what I'm saying, greatest achievement. Greatest night. I ain't gonna lie, this video is about a party, and I'm trying not to think about my birthday party in 2022. But it gotta be that. Ain't gonna lie. My birthday party 2022 was fucking lit. If you was there, then you know. Then you know. And we going up for 2025, something different. We turning Man, if you know, you know.
Moment. If you are under 21, it was probably the night you went to the craziest house party with unlimited drinks, girls going wild, the perfect music playing, a car crashing into...
What the fuck are some of you doing at that partying at that age, bro? I didn't start partying until like literally... Do people consider get-togethers and like the B&Bs? If you're from New York, you know what I'm talking about. Like, do people consider the B&Bs and all that like partying and stuff like that? I don't know. Like, them little get-togethers where it's like 20 people and y'all just... I don't know.
Pool, the SWAT team pulling up with a helicopter watching from above, then nearly the entire town catching on fire. Okay, you caught me. I just described the plot of Project X. It was just a movie. That didn't
I'm not
actually...
gonna lie, I didn't watch that movie. I've seen like trailers and whatnot. It was a super lit party or whatever, but I never watched that movie.
Except it did.
Story of how life imitates Hollywood with disastrous results. It's a wildly popular
was the movie based off like some real shit? Like, was the movie... Hold on.
At an out-of-control teen party full of boozing, drugs, and big-ticket destruction. The movie characters get away with just a hangover, but for real-life teens copying these parties this spring break, the consequences are far more serious.
Also,
after the movie Project X released, it inspired chaos all around the world, leading to some of the most out-of-control and occasionally deadly parties. Still to this day, young people attempt to live this fantasy by throwing Project X parties. But to understand the deep-seated obsession American teens have with this film, we must first analyze the four-step process that Project X took to manipulate their strategy on the big screen. The number one goal of this film was very simple.
We knew from the beginning that it had to feel like a real party.
He can make something that seems so outrageous feel very real.
It's just fun. It's just so different. The way it's shot, you know, the point of view style is just, it's very organic, natural, realistic. You know, it doesn't feel staged at all.
This is supposed to be every party that every kid would want to throw
I don't know who these people are. Like,
the most amount of money possible. He's just really got good visual grasp of reality.
It makes it more, you know, viable and more relevant that this party could occur and could happen like this.
I don't think anyone will watch this movie and say that did not feel like a real party.
Make the film feel real. Step 1. Hire an all-star production team. Joel Silver, executive producer, also produced Die Hard and The Matrix. Marty Ewing, executive producer, also produced Blades of Glory and Holes. Todd Phillips, producer, basically worked on tons of legendary party movies of the early 2000s like Road Trip, Old School, and The Hangover. But another creative touch was hiring director Nima Nurezadeh.
If you know me, I don't have a history of watching movies. I probably watched less than 15 movies throughout my whole life. Like...
who had no feature film experience but created an iconic Adidas house party commercial in 2008 that looks exactly like what Project X would become. Nima's area of expertise was actually in music videos. Since the music and chaotic party scenes became such a memorable part of the movie, it makes sense that an experienced music video director was the reason why they looked and felt so damn good. Despite everyone behind the scenes being seasoned cinema veterans, on screen they wanted the cast to be nobodies. But before we get into step 2, a quick word from today's sponsor. Bespoke Post is a monthly membership club.
No. Shout out to you getting your bag, but no. Is this still part of it?
This was likely intentional as well. As mentioned before, these actors were no names in Hollywood, so casting people that looked or felt like the Superbad crew, which was made just a few years before and already secured a legacy as one of the most accurate depictions of high school Americans in cinema, was definitely a big brain decision. There also was a fourth member of the crew. His name was Dax, otherwise known as Dax Flame on YouTube. Another possible marketing strategy, as Dax had a large subscriber base of likely the target audience for this film, plus his character ties perfectly into step 3. Step 3, film like an amateur. Dax was the man behind the camera. In the beginning of the movie, you learn that he is filming a home video of this party they're throwing for Thomas's birthday. So when you see shaky transitions between scenes, or characters not being perfectly in the frame, or the quality and focus of the footage varying in every shot, it helps sell the idea that this entire thing is just a home video. Dax was also a bit of an amateur filmmaker in real life, adding another layer of authenticity. This film style is commonly referred to as found footage, which created perhaps the most realistic component of all. Some of the footage that made it into the film was just one of the random extras holding a phone and filming what was going on. The production crew passed out camera phones, Blackberries, and handycams to the partygoers. Their vision being if a party this wild actually happened, many of the attendees would pull out their phones and film the chaos. The production crew thought it would be extremely difficult to manage this many extras. With 200 to 500 people showing up daily, how would they track the phones? How would they make sure the same people are coming back every night? But they saw the opposite result. The extras were extremely cooperative and didn't even want to leave. Keep in mind, this movie was filmed for 25 nights in a row, and they didn't just stage a party, they were partying. There technically was no downtime. While the production team was organizing the next scene, they still had a DJ playing music. People were dancing, swimming in the pool for 25 days. Again, some of the footage you see in the film wasn't even staged. It was just the extras filming themselves actually partying. And what is a party without the music? Step 4, create the perfect soundtrack. The first song you hear in the movie is We Want Some Party by 2 Live Crew. Does it get any more lit than that? This film is jam-packed full of music. It basically never stops because, well, when does music ever stop at a party? The music supervisor hired for this film was Gabe Hilfer, who creates soundtracks on roughly 5 to 7 major films every year. He's an expert, so when they told him the goal was to make it realistic, he executed perfectly. When he was asked about his vision for the soundtrack, he mentioned 2 major goals. One was to keep it authentic and make it feel like what these kids might really be listening to. And then 2 was to escalate the party and get into the heads of the kids and bridge the gaps between what they're listening to and the emotional feelings you're looking to have the audience feel as well. However, it's not exactly a versatile soundtrack. It's mostly hip-hop bangers that were released in the early 2010s like Trouble on My Mind by Pusha T and Blow Up by J. Cole, mixed in with classics like The Next Episode by Dre and Snoop as well as Nasty by Nas. But there are 2 EDM remixes that have been cemented cemented in history as the songs of Project X. Any party that existed after this film was released would not be complete if these two songs were not played. Pursuit of Happiness, the Steve Aoki remix, and Heads Will Roll, the A-Track remix. These songs were strategically placed at a moment where the producers wanted to fully immerse the viewer into the climax of the night. At these moments, the plot doesn't matter. There is no dialogue. You're basically just watching a music video. These songs would go on to represent when your buzz is perfect, or your high is in the manageable sweet spot. The Heads Will Roll remix helped put DJ and producer A-Track in the spotlight. He immediately started booking larger venues and tours. Funny enough, he never made any money from the song.
That Project X money must have stayed for.
Oh no, I make nothing on Heads Will Roll. That's a flat fee, remix fee. I got paid a very
How
small
big was the
amount in
movie,
2009.
though?
You know, how many shows did he get on?
Yeah,
Exactly. I mean, it would be nice because I heard it's triple platinum.
After this calculated four-step process
Damn.
making this film feel as real as possible, it released in March of 2012 and was a certified smash hit, grossing $100 million worldwide. Critics pretty much universally hated the movie, with publications like NPR calling it a nasty, nasty piece of work. However, there was a point brought up by many critics that was definitely true, and they kind of predicted the future. Todd McCarthy from The Hollywood Reporter wrote, "The wrap-up does not spare the boys, and Thomas in particular, of life-changing consequences for their delinquency, but a certain self-justifying feel-good impulse compels the filmmakers to imply that even if they do nothing further of note in their lives, they'll always have this." And Patrick Gamble from Cineview had a very similar opinion. What's most repugnant about Project X is its utter lack of moral consciousness, with the overriding message being that such disregard for property and community deserves little more than a slap on the wrist. At first glance, these reviews come off as old people yelling at teenagers for having fun, but they are accurate here. After the SWAT team comes in, the town catches on fire, and everyone escapes the party running for their lives, the trio get abundant news coverage, become legends at their high school, resulting in a standing ovation from classmates. Thomas is still able to get the girl that loves him, and they showed just a quick still of the consequences he faced, which were disturbing the peace, contributing to the delinquency of minors, and inciting a riot. Despite this, Costa is invited onto the news to promote his next party.
Would you like to apologize?
I got a better idea. How would I invite you to my next party?
On fire.
Yeah, you heard me, sugar.
So is it crazy to think that a movie depicting in the most
weak.
realistic way possible an epic party where the host ends up as a legend who gets the girl and a little slap on the wrist would inspire teenagers all around the world to do the same thing? If you said no, it's just a movie and everyone knows it's fake, you'd be wrong. It didn't happen once, not twice, but so many times I can't even tell you about all of them in this video. But here are some of the craziest ones. Now, it's been widely speculated that Project X is inspired by an infamous party thrown by 16-year-old Australian Corey Worthington, but this speculation has actually been denied by the producers and cast.
Because it's based on real people, like that Aussie guy, that Corey Worthington. Not really. I mean, it's kind of. No, this is really. I mean, this is different.
On January 12, 2008, Corey Worthington learned his parents were going on vacation to celebrate the new year, so he hatched a plan to throw a party while he had the house to himself. Corey and his friends started to advertise the party on their MySpace and Facebook when the word spread like wildfire. The party was meant to be a small gathering, but soon turned into a full-blown rager. More than 500 people showed up, and the crowd was so large the party spilled out into the street. The crowd got out of control, and people started to throw glass and bricks and break neighbors' mailboxes. There were hundreds of kids causing destruction for no reason. The first police unit backed off until they were reinforced by a helicopter, dogs, and more well-equipped officers. After a few hours, police finally got the crowd to disperse. This made national headlines in Australia, but what made it so iconic was Corey's image and attitude when being interviewed on A Current Affair Australia.
Take off your glasses and apologize to us.
I'll say sorry, but I'm not taking off my glasses.
But what would you say to other kids who were thinking of partying when their parents are out of town?
Get me to do it for you.
Get you to do it for you, not don't do it.
Yo, how they say he wasn't getting like
get me to do it
16
for
or
you.
something?
Best party ever so far. That's what everyone's been saying, so.
Maybe the Project X producers denied Corey as being the inspiration because it would look like they approve of this behavior, because it only took a few days after the film's release for a Project X-inspired party to turn deadly. On March 14th, 2012, just 13 days after the film's initial release, 1,000 high school and college-age students in Houston, Texas attempted to recreate the events of Project X, but it turned deadly. It was being advertised as a foam party with promises of free alcohol and drugs. Women who wore bathing suits were granted free entry to the party, according to the flyer. Around 12:30 a.m., police responded to a noise disturbance at a foreclosed mansion in southern Houston. Upon arrival, they encountered hundreds and hundreds of teenagers scattered all over the property, using drugs and drinking illegally. Doing what needed to be done to keep everyone safe, police had to break up the party and started dispersing the crowd. As people made their way off the property, tensions escalated, leading to an eruption of gunfire, which tragically killed 18-year-old Ryan Spikes. Witnesses of the murder later said, kids took to the streets. The parking lot was overpacked so you couldn't get out. It was just people in the actual street. They got into arguments and started shooting each other. Another witness to the killing had this to say, the gunman was just walking, and he pulled out a gun and started shooting, like for no reason. He shot the boy in the back of the head and he fell on the ground. He started shooting at the crowds, but then he ran through the field. Police chased the shooter through the field and into the woods, but lost him in the dark. After 4 months of a relentless investigation, they finally found the gunman. 22-year-old John Gibbs was arrested and charged with second-degree murder. Crazy enough, there was another Project X party in the same city just 4 days before. 13 teenagers who planned the party broke into a brand new $500,000 home that was recently built, which they used to host an absolutely massive 2,000-person party. During the party, the insane crowd broke nearly every window in the home, put holes in almost every wall, ripped doors completely off the hinges, and left empty bottles of liquor everywhere. Among the bottles, sheetrock was across the floor mixed with the glass. All of this destruction managed to cause a grand total of $100,000 in damages. The building owner compared it to being hit by a tornado. What's mostly crazy about this particular party is that the host may have gotten away with it if it wasn't for a private investigator named Mark Stevens. Mark Stevens was hired by the builder of the home that was destroyed to investigate who threw the damaging party. When asked about the incident, he said,
"Look at what happened here. The parallels are just uncanny. It was a copycat. They did everything they saw in the movie."
The day after the party, Mark came back to the home to investigate, and at the time, Mark noticed another empty mansion down the street was having a party. Suspecting it was the same host, Mark called the police, and the group of 13 responsible for setting up the original party were taken into custody. When they asked why they did it, they simply said Project X. But on the exact same night chaos ensued in Houston, Calgary, Canada nearly witnessed the same disaster. Calgary high schooler Hunter Mills tweeted that Project Chris, a Project X-style party, would be hosted at his buddy Chris Morey's house. Hashtag Project Chris went viral on Twitter, trending in Australia, Asia, and the Middle East. Luckily, the party was called off due to an overwhelming amount of interest, but it actually ended up getting moved to a new location, a bar. And eventually about 200 people showed up to this bar, but the venue had to close for the night because they couldn't handle the overwhelming amount of people. But while being interviewed on the local news, Hunter Mills showed up in a custom t-shirt with the hashtag Project Chris printed on the front. This was not the last time a hashtag would lead to a party's downfall. Hashtag Ross Morgan Rager blew up on Twitter in May of 2012 after a student from North Allegheny High School in Pittsburgh was planning to throw a party. His buddies tweeted the hashtag Ross Morgan Rager, and within hours it was trending internationally. Word spread throughout the entire city within hours, and every kid in Pittsburgh was planning on attending the party. In the following days, high school teachers were ordered to read this email aloud to their classes. Bottom line, there is no party at Ross's house. The local police are aware of the rumor. Ross's parents are aware of the rumor. Every effort via Twitter has and continues to be made to expose the rumor as a hoax. Ross Morgan and his parents had to vacate their house for the weekend, and they even had to hire an off-duty police officer to watch the house while they were gone. But Ross secured his legacy when he went on the local news to praise his classmates.
What it has done for the school is truly amazing. Everyone now is friends, which what we thought wouldn't happen with less than 20 days left of our senior year has brought us all together.
I'm sure by now you're noticing a trend of all these parties following the same exact plot as the movie. Someone wants to throw a party and their buddy spreads the word via text or social media. Then it gets out of hand. But the key part is getting on the local news afterwards, just like the movie, to certify your legacy. However, for this Utah teen, her interview on the news wasn't celebratory because her party led to 5 people being gunned down. In March of 2012, 16-year-old Destiny McCubbin's parents were going out of town and she decided to take the opportunity to host a party. She was quoted saying she wanted the party to be like Project X. The North Salt Lake City, Utah teen said goodbye to her parents on Friday night and she invited around 50 people to her house. Then 170 showed up. Neighbors complained, but only asking her to keep the noise down. Little did Destiny know, members of the Norteños gang showed up at her party. Their rivals, the Eastside Longos, heard the Norteños were at the party and decided to confront them. Destiny tried her best to prevent the situation from escalating, and when she opened the front door to ask them to leave, things nearly got deadly.
And as soon as I opened the door, they just started shooting. This guy just started shooting and it hit me in the foot.
As Destiny sat on the floor bleeding profusely from her foot, she said, "I was just in shock. I couldn't believe what was going on. And everybody was running. It was all my fault. I shouldn't have thrown this stupid party." 3 of the victims were treated at the hospital and released shortly afterwards, but a 4th person was more seriously injured. Evan Ward, a 19-year-old, was shot in the throat but miraculously survived. A month later, Clearfield City Police announced that they had arrested 2 shooters, 19-year-old Mark Anthony Pisana, a Norteños gang member, and a 15-year-old boy who was a Eastside Longos gang member. However, the closest anyone ever came to replicating Project X was called Project P, which took place in Macosa County, Michigan, and ended with the most memorable post-party interview of them all. The Project P Facebook page was created in July of 2014. 5 days before the event, a promotional flyer was posted that read, "Prepare for the craziest event of your lifetime," with the host names as well as a parking fee of $3 per car. This party was set to take place in Hinton Township, Michigan, which can be described as literally the middle of nowhere. There is not even a gas station in this town, but the power of the internet prevails, and a total of around 2,000 people, mostly under the age of 21, showed up to the farmhouse about 2 hours outside of Detroit. The party was equipped with DJs playing live sets, a fire thrower, and exotic dancers. Since the party was in a rural area,
what's the point of the fire? Like, I understand
trying
to recreate the movie, but it's like, bro, y'all are literally putting people at risk. Like, I understand the jumping in the pools and the motorcycles, but what's... I literally just explained it. The point was to fucking recreate the movie, but, bro, that's ridiculous.
Around to complain. Police were actually called out to the scene for a traffic complaint and cars parked in the roadway. But then the 911 calls got more serious.
He has no calls. Everyone knows he's ODA. He's on heroin. You guys need to come out here now. I have no idea who this guy is.
We just talked to somebody that's having a heroin overdose and they're putting him in a vehicle and taking him out. Are they not?
He's not in a car right now.
The person called again saying,
"You're called about the guy who was overdosing." Yeah, I'm trying to get people to help me get him out and no one will help me. Okay, then so whenever the ambulance gets here, like...
My ambulance can't get there. There's too many people.
Unfortunately, the dispatcher couldn't even help them. Although it's easy to criticize law enforcement and public safety officers, a remote town like this is not equipped with the resources to service this many people, and the road being blocked just made it that much harder. After the event, 6 people had to be hospitalized from drug and alcohol overdoses, and 1 man broke his neck after falling off a roof. As if it couldn't get any worse, there was a report of 4 men carrying off 1 girl and taking turns assaulting her. Police arrested 3 of the organizers named Daniel Mincer, the birthday boy, Brittany Johnson, the social media promoter, and James Taylor, the homeowner. In the state of Michigan, they have what is called a social host liability law. The law states anyone who provides or sells alcohol to a minor can be held criminally liable. However, they can also be held civilly liable. If a minor who was served alcohol causes someone's injury or death, the person who served them can be held responsible for compensating the injured for their damages. So if someone leaving the party as a drunk driver smashes their car into someone's home, the host of the party can be criminally charged. Also, another law that actually landed the 3 in custody was that they were collecting money for parking and serving alcohol. When you collect money and serve alcohol without a liquor license, that is a crime in Macosa County, Michigan. Despite all the repercussions the host faced, he did not seem to care at all.
I didn't force anything down anybody's throat. I didn't make anybody stay here until 7 a.m. or 11 or whenever it is everybody finally left. I didn't make this kid pass out on my floor. People wanted to be here.
What?
It was their decision.
Bro, the people are still there and he's just casually
been able to be at my house all night. And according to the police, there was a lot of them here. So I think some parents should do some reflections on their parenting before they start getting mad at me.
You say to anyone who says you're responsible.
I am. It's my house. You gotta deal with it afterwards, but apparently it was worth it.
And just like in the movie, he received nothing but a slap on the wrist. After taking a plea deal, he does not have a felony on his record. He just has to perform 80 hours of community service. Our expectations for the morality and decision-making skills of teenagers are way too high.
That'll be over in, like,
Teenagers
2
are easily
weeks.
manipulated and often make mistakes. Now, is Project X to blame for these parties? Probably. But the media outlets are just as guilty. These news outlets spend all of their time comparing the parties to the movies and love pointing their moral superiority finger at the kids. But clearly, they never finished watching the film, because they still fell into the trap of inviting the teenage host onto the news. And the reason they invite the host on is because they need to. They profit off delinquency, crime, and hide it under the guise of it being news. But in reality, they want this stuff to happen so they can boost their ratings and make money. These kids throwing these parties are clearly not trying to hurt anyone, nor are they trying to cause chaos. But their dumb teenage brain told them that this will make them a legend. And for a lot of them, it kinda worked, because their post-party interview on the local news cements them in history as one of the most epic party throwers of all time. This movie even inspired me to make a Project X style song and music video. It's called Party Crasher. So go check out the video and let me know what you think.
Interesting. About to end the stream here. Just wanted to do a quick stream, react to some things. I think we could switch these. I switch that. I hope it's not doing that thing again. I appreciate everybody that watched, that tuned in. Bada bang, bada boom, about to just end it here. But you don't know nothing about that. This ain't 1v20, this is a 20v1. Yeah, bring them out too. I clear them out too. I'm not battling Ghost or AI.